Mike Welsch coming to you from the paddock here at Belmont Park with Triple Crown winner Secretariat in the background. There will not be a Triple Crown winner this year, obviously, but the Belmont Stakes coming up in several days with a field of 8 or 9 expected to go postward. Things have been kind of quiet around here from a Belmont Stakes standpoint, but a terrific undercard coming up. Actually, 3 days of big stakes races here, and we will have a clocker report with workout reports on many of the horses in all the stakes races throughout the weekend, and of course the Belmont horses as well. The only Belmont work this morning took place at Churchill Downs. Everfast for Dale Romans, and courtesy of clocker John Nichols. Well, you got the report 5 in a minute and 1. 5 from the half-mile pole, which is a typical Dale Roman style. Looks like he galloped out quite well, 6 furlongs in 13-3. Eased up 7 in 128. And Everfast, I believe, will ship here on Tuesday. The big news this morning, the arrival of War of Will early this morning, and he will go out to the track for the first time tomorrow. The most important work over the weekend, we did have several Belmont workers over the weekend, Spin-Off and Intrepid Heart and Sir Winston. But on Sunday, the one everybody was waiting for, as Tacitus had his final work. Now, you remember before the Derby, Tacitus's final work before the Derby really didn't go as planned, as he and stablemate Country House wound up running up inside of Mike Trem. Bet a team that included win, and it was probably the pictures of the week as the four horses barreled down the stretch, the 3 Derby horses coming to the wire and then galloping out almost in tandem. Obviously, the move didn't bother Country House as he went on to win the Derby on the disqualification of Maximum Security, and Tacitus ran pretty well there too. Well, his work on Sunday, his final work before the Belmont, went exactly as planned. Couldn't have been any better, couldn't have been orchestrated any more perfectly. Tacitus had a target in front of him, kind of drafted in behind to the top of the stretch, eased out, blew by his workmate, finished strong. The final time, 1 minute and 1/5, which was actually the bullet work for the distance over a racetrack that was not all that fast on Sunday. It was the final 3/8, so that was eye-catching, 35 and change. Did it easy, and again, another big gallop out, 12-4 with Jose Ortiz aboard. And Tacitus, as we've talked about before, had not been the best of workhorses, the flashiest workhorse. All went along down at Payson Park. He improved some prior to the Derby, despite that unlucky final work out there. He was looking better and better in the morning prior to the Derby, and he's come out of that and been terrific here in the 2 moves I've seen. So he's going into the Belmont Stakes in great form, it appears, and a son of Tappet. We all know Tappets have won 3 of the last 5 renewals of the Belmont Stakes. It'll be interesting to see at post time who goes post with the favorite. It'll be Tacitus or Preakness winner War of Will. Again, quiet otherwise this morning. Spin-Off was out around 6:30. Looked good, was kind of energetic in his gallop. Had him at a 2-minute lick for much of the way. His stablemate Intrepid Heart went out a little bit later. I think he had a new set of shoes put on this morning, so he just jogged today. We'll look for him to gallop tomorrow. Bourbon War, neck bowed, looked good as he always does, galloping today, and Sir Winston continues to make a good impression of himself. So Master Fencer actually went over to the training track this morning. Usually starts there and winds up at the main track. I was waiting for him in the main track. He never showed up. He stayed on the training track all morning long, so I hope to get a good look at him tomorrow as he prepares for his final work and what will probably be the final recorded Belmont Stakes work. It's scheduled for Wednesday with Julian Leparoux flying in to be aboard. Last week he was supposed to be on him, but his flight was canceled, so those plans went awry. But Julian will be here, hopefully, flight schedules permitting, on Wednesday. And we're going to be here, even though the works are done, or pretty much done. We will be here throughout the week to keep a close eye. The out-of-town horses will be arriving. They'll all be on the grounds by Wednesday. And stick with us here at DRF.com as we get closer and closer to Belmont 2019.